Hey, Tyler, Michael Grady, S Network. Welcome to the Nets. What has it been like getting acquainted and getting adjusted to a new system and new teammates?
It's actually been pretty seamless. They JV has done a great job of integrating me and Jamal pretty effortlessly, and the guys have done a great job as well. Explaining what it needs to be said, and fortunately enough, the offense is not very complex. They just allow you to go out there and play basketball, which makes it a lot easier.
Brian?
Hey, Tyler. Brian Lewis from the New York Post. Welcome to the Nets.
Thank you.
I know you almost were a Net, I guess, what was it, 4 years ago? Was there, I guess, I don't know, almost a sense that this is where you belonged after that?
You know what? My mom still says Sean is one of her favorite people of all time. So, we're very fortunate to be in this position, and I signed that offer sheet 4 years ago, so I was ready at that time to possibly become a Brooklyn Net. Obviously we know the story. Miami matched it, but it wasn't like we were using it for leverage. We were very interested in what was being built over here, so we actually did sign that offer sheet, and I was ecstatic when we got that call to come back over here.
Christian?
Tyler, how's it going? Christian Winfrey with the Daily News. How are you?
How's it going?
I'm good. Just wondering, did you have any reservations about entering the Orlando bubble, given everything going on with the coronavirus? And how is everybody in terms of your family? And is everybody healthy?
Everybody's healthy. Very, very fortunate to have everybody be healthy. I didn't really have a lot of reservations. I know my children are in great hands. We've quarantined ourselves, pretty much from the very beginning. We weren't really following when everything was opening back up. We stayed, pretty close as a family, and we continued to quarantine even while things started to open up, just, as a precaution. And, as far as me entering the bubble, I have no doubts or reservations. I was ready to get here and just play basketball. It's the one thing that, keeps me completely sane aside from my children and my family. So I was ready to get here as soon as possible.
Alex?
Hey, Tyler, it's Alex Schiffer with The Athletic. Welcome to the Nets. Two-part question for you. You mentioned your mom still being a show marksman. What do you remember about the Nets' original pitch to you when you were getting recruited by them, I guess, in 2016? And then just how did you stay in shape during the pandemic and everything before signing with the Nets?
Originally, I remember everybody being there. At the time, it was Kenny who was coaching, and so Kenny, Sean. I remember Brooke when he was here. He was there. Most of the training staff that I just got brought on was there, and so I just felt like they really wanted me. I felt like that was probably one of the first times in a long time. You can go back to maybe college when you're getting recruited, that I felt really, really wanted somewhere. So. During that original time, I think that's one of the things that really drew me to the Nets and really signing it, and not just trying to use a team for leverage. I really believed in what they were doing over there, and when they brought everybody there to that hotel room and we had that meeting, that's when I truly believed it. And I forgot, what was the second part of your question? I can't remember. I went off on a little bit of a tangent.
Just how you stayed in basketball shape before joining the Nets and in between after Phoenix. Did you have access to a basket or weights or anything?
Yeah, we did. We actually we had access to a gym, and for the most part, it was just me and my younger brother who plays at St. Mary's, Logan Johnson, and we were just playing a lot of one-on-one, trying to stay in shape that way. A lot of running and shooting. There wasn't a lot of fives going on at the time, so we tried to use each other to get in shape and to just compete, get that competitive energy going.
Bob?
Hi, Bob Windrum from Nets Daily, Tyler. Welcome to Brooklyn or Orlando. What was your year like in Phoenix? How would you describe last year? Was it a disappointment to you?
Obviously, it didn't work out the way I would have wanted it to. There was there was a handful of things that I felt could have gone, better. Not necessarily from being nobody's fault. I just think coming in there and having the quick change, I think it took a long time for everybody to kind of get on the same page as far as me with the team, and what my role was with the team. And so unfortunately, it didn't work out, but fortunately I'm here, and I find myself in a position where I can have a little bit of redemption.
Matt.
What up, Tyler? It's Matt Sullivan. I used to work at Bleacher Report, working on a book about the Nets and player empowerment. Glad to see you back in the game, man. I'm looking at a picture of you lying in your pool on ESPN the magazine after a rather large contract a few years ago. Just wondering if from the Nets offer then, the Nets offer now has kind of humbled you at all, and how the scope of the league changing with the big money then to now has changed your perception of just how to grind versus how to live, and if the LeBrons, Kais, and KDs of the world have given you any advice on how to navigate all that.
Oh, for sure. I think at the time you feel like you got the world at your feet, and you find that as you go on your NBA journey that some places work for you and some places don't. When I was in Miami, I found myself in a position where I knew it was expected of me every night. I knew what they wanted from me, and we had a lot of open communication as far as that went. And then I was very fortunate to have a lot of very good veterans around. Udonis Haslem, Chris Bosh, D Wade, James Johnson, Wayne Ellington, a lot of really good guys who were able to show me. Even as you get older into year 8, 9, 10, 11, and for D Wade and those guys, like years 15, 16, that it never changes. Your body, you break down, you have things here and there, but the work never changes. And I was very fortunate to go into a situation like that, because you get a lot of guys who go and maybe they don't have vets like that to teach them what it actually means to be a true professional. And sometimes they suffer for that.
Brian, last question.
Can you hear me, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. You touched on Phoenix could have gone different ways. I'm curious, how much of did the knee play any role, I guess, this year? Or were you 100% when you started this year? And you haven't played since February. How much work have you had to do to make sure that you've stayed in shape and stayed sharp and don't have too much rust to knock off?
Yeah, it's we were doing stuff every day leading up to getting into the bubble, and so I'm not worried about the knee, going into this restart. But as far as last year, maybe I probably wasn't at 100%. I was working through things, but I was in there working, trying to get my knee right. But there, just to start the year, I didn't have that pop or that oomph. That I used to have, where I would, try and go up over the top of people. And, so maybe, who knows if that played a role into anything. I know early on I was shooting it very well, and then it kind of dropped off, after we had a little bit of changeover in certain areas. But again, I don't put any blame anywhere but on myself. Because at the end of the day, I can only control myself. I can't control what anybody else does. I can't control what a coach does. I can't control what an organization does. All I can control is my attitude when I come into the gym.